In the year 2075, Earth had entered a golden age of technology. The boundaries between man and machine had blurred, with artificial intelligence, advanced robotics, and space travel all evolving at an incredible pace. Humanity's focus was no longer limited to their own planet. They had long ago set their sights on the stars. The story begins with the discovery of an enigmatic signal coming from a distant planet, Zorath 7, located on the far side of the Andromeda Galaxy. The signal was faint but unmistakable, repeating patterns that could only be the work of an intelligent species. It was the first confirmation that humanity was not alone in the universe. The United Space Exploration Authority, USAA, quickly assembled a team of the best scientists, astronauts, and military specialists to investigate. A massive starship, the Resolute, was constructed over a decade, designed to withstand the hazards of deep space and equipped with the latest technology. After a 5-year journey through the cold vacuum of space, the Resolute arrived at Zorath 7. It was a planet unlike any they had seen. A vast landscape of alien flora, massive bioluminescent trees that glowed with hues of deep purple and cyan, and towering rock formations that pierced the sky like needles. The air was breathable, yet thick with an eerie mist that danced in the planet's low gravity. The mission was simple: to find the source of the signal and establish contact. The crew set up a base camp, and over the following days, they combed the strange planet for any signs of life. Using advanced scanners and drones, they eventually traced the signal to a colossal underground structure hidden beneath a mountain. The structure's entrance was sealed, covered in ancient otherworldly carvings that looked disturbingly similar to the symbols found in ancient human history. Puzzling yet familiar, the lead scientist, Dr. Helena Weiss, noted that the symbols bore a strange resemblance to ancient Sumerian texts that spoke of gods descending from the skies. It was as if this alien world held a connection to Earth's ancient past, one long forgotten or perhaps deliberately erased. The crew used high-energy plasma cutters to breach the entrance, revealing a long, dark corridor lined with smooth metallic walls that seemed to absorb light. As they ventured deeper, the air grew colder, and a strange hum vibrated through the structure. After hours of exploring, they stumbled upon a massive chamber, illuminated by an unnatural blue light emanating from the center. There, floating in midair, was a giant orb of liquid metal, pulsing and shifting as if it were alive. Above the orb, hovering in the darkness, was a holographic figure. It appeared human but was taller and more ethereal, its eyes glowing with an unearthly light. The figure began to speak in a language they couldn't understand, but within moments, the words shifted to English. "Welcome, travelers," it said, its voice echoing. "You have journeyed far to find us. You shall provide them, if you are willing to listen." The old man stepped forward, a mixture of fear and excitement on her face. "Who are you? Are you the ones who sent the signal?" she asked. The hologram nodded. "We are the keepers of the human code. Long ago, before your kind walked the earth, we were here. We watched, we guided, and we left. But we did not abandon you. We left behind a part of ourselves in you, a code hidden within your very DNA. We are the architects of your species." Oh, the room fell silent as the implications of the words sank in. Humanity's origins were not a random event. They were designed. A flood of questions erupted among the crew, but the hologram raised a hand to silence them. "All your questions will be answered in time," it said. "But first, you must prove you are ready to know the truth. To unlock the full potential of your kind, you must complete the trial of unity, a test only those worthy of this knowledge can pass." The floor beneath them shifted, revealing a spiral staircase leading even deeper underground. The team had no choice but to follow. They descended for what felt like miles, finally arriving in a vast chamber lit by an unnatural light. In the center of the room, they saw a series of puzzles and tests, each more complex than the last, each with a test of intellect, cooperation, and human ingenuity. Weeks passed, and one by one, members of the crew began to fail the tests, disappearing without a trace. Desperation set in as they realized that the trial of unity was not just a challenge, it was a filter. The hologram had spoken of unity, yet the tests seemed to break them apart, pitting them against each other. Only a handful of the original team remained when they reached the final challenge, an enormous living maze that shifted with each step. Tensions were high, arguments broke out, alliances shattered, and trust was at an all-time low. As they navigated the shifting corridors, Dr. Weiss began to notice a pattern. The maze responded to their emotions, feeding on their fears and doubts. It was only when she convinced the remaining members to put aside their differences, to work together as a single unit, that the maze stopped shifting and a path opened before them. At the end of that maze, they found another chamber. This one was smaller, with walls covered in holographic projections of Earth's history, from the age of the dinosaurs to modern-day cities. In the center stood another figure, this time a physical being, an alien, but one with strangely human-like features. Its eyes were old, filled with a sorrow they couldn't comprehend. "You have passed the trial," it said, "and now you must decide the fate of your kind. Within each of you lies a dormant potential, a code that we placed within humanity to be unlocked when you were ready. This potential will make you more than what you are now, more than human. It is the key to understanding the universe, to achieving a higher state of being, but it will also change you forever. Choose wisely. Do you accept this evolution, or will you remain as you are, bound by the limitations of flesh and blood?" Dr. Weiss looked at the remaining members of her team. The decision weighed heavily on them all. To evolve meant embracing an uncertain future, leaving behind the humanity they knew. To decline was to remain human, but to forever wonder what they might have become. After hours of debate, they made their choice. They would accept the change. The alien stepped forward and touched a device embedded in the wall. In an instant, the chamber was bathed in a blinding light. When it faded, they felt different. Their senses were sharper, their minds clearer, their perception of time altered. They had become something new. As they turned to leave the chamber, the alien spoke one last time. "The human code has been awakened. Use it wisely. There are others like you on other worlds, in other galaxies. Seek them and you will find the answers you seek. But beware, not all who possess the code are benevolent. Your journey is only beginning." As they returned to Earth, they knew the world would never be the same. They were no longer just humans, they were the next step in evolution, the guardians of a secret that would shape the destiny of their species. They had unlocked the human code, but the cost was the loss of innocence, the knowledge that humanity was not the pinnacle of creation, but part of a much larger plan. Years later, Dr. Weiss sat in her study, staring out at the night sky. She knew that others would come, others who would seek the same answers they had found. The stars seemed closer now, brighter, as if calling out to her. She knew she would return to Zora 7 one day. There were still so many questions, so many mysteries left to uncover. The shadows of the alien world lingered in her mind, and she understood that the truth was never simple, never complete. It was always changing, always just beyond reach. A puzzle that demanded to be solved. For humanity, the journey had only just begun, and the true nature of the human code remained an enigma. A mystery that promised both salvation and peril in equal measure. And so they looked to the stars, ready to face whatever lay hidden in the darkness beyond.